Welcome to
Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? Are you getting it in? Somebody getting it for you? What's going on, people? Subscribe to my channel.
What's up, people? Come to you with bad news. We lost another one of our sisters.
Kelly Stough. She was only 36 years old.
And she was only 36 years old, and she was murdered allegedly by a plaster, Walter Weather. I want to share this story with you. Check this out.
Okay, I want to share this story with you. This is about a beautiful woman. Her name was Kelly Stough. She was only 36 years old. Now, she was murdered and stuff. And she was murdered a while, but December 11th. And new details have emerged on the case of the pastor charged with murdering a transgender woman. Now, I want to share this story with you. She was loved, said Jessica Williams-Stough, about her 36-year-old daughter, Kelly Stough, who was murdered Friday morning near East McNichols. Now, in Brush in Detroit. She had a lot of people who loved her. She was just not a nobody. Albert Weather, this is the pastor right here. His name is Albert Weathers, and a local pastor had been charged with opening murder and felony firearm use on firearm in commission of a felony. Now, Weathers appeared in court on Monday for arraignment, where his bond was set at $1 million. Kelly Stough was 36 years old, transgender woman who was beloved in the LGBTQ community and aspired to be a designer and buyer for the world of fashion. Investigators won't reveal a motive or other details surrounding the murder, but sources told that after the shooting, Weathers fled the scene, clocked into work at Great Lakes Water Authority, and then called the police an hour after shooting to say that someone tried to rob him and that he shot someone. Weathers lived in Sterling Heights, and a woman who answered the door at his home declined to comment. Now, someone who knew Weathers but wished to remain anonymous told that he was married with children and he rents space in the local church for his small congregation. The case has been assigned to a special prosecutor, Jamie Power, for the Fair Michigan Justice Project of FMJP. The FMJP is a collaboration between Wayne County Prosecutor's Office and Fair Michigan Foundation that focuses on a series of crimes against the LGBT community. Fair Michigan President Dana said that in the case reflects of excessive brutality of members of the Detroit transgender community constantly face. We thank the Detroit Police Department for the efforts to investigate the fact of this tragic crime. Now, the spokesperson for the Great Lakes Water Authority said that Weathers no longer works with the employee at the GLWA. Mr. Weather was off duty at the time of the alleged incident of this conduct and unrelated to his employment with the GLWA. Now, that spokesperson will not say the position that Weathers held with the Water Authority or when he was terminated. David, defense attorney for Albert Weathers, says that his client maintains his innocence and will not vigorously defend against charges. Cripps changes the lawyer David Cripps called the $1 million bond outrageous and said that they will argue for it to be lower based on his client's strong ties to the community, which includes his church logo. Church in Detroit visitation and public viewing of Kelly Stough have been set for Friday at 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. at James H. Cole's home for a funeral, which is located on Schaefer near Perranton in Detroit. Stough funeral is set at 3 p.m. on Saturday. At the same time, Albert Weathers is due back in court next week for probable cause. Conference and preliminary examination just sat on Thursday, December the 27th at 1:30 in front of Judge Michael Wagner. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here is a man, allegedly Weathers, that's supposed to be a pastor, killed this beautiful woman, allegedly, killed her. Now let's just listen to this. Allegedly he killed her, fled the scene, then called the cops. After an hour later, allegedly, made up a plan how he's going to present this to the cops to make himself, because he wants to get out. Clearly he wants to get out. Clearly he wants to be no ties of what's been done. But clearly he said he killed her. And clearly Kelly is dead. Kelly can't tell her side of the story. Kelly can't tell her side of the story because he doesn't sound as Kelly. It is the one thing that I keep noticing over and over and over. And the sad part about it, it's always a black man. It's always a black man that's killing these girls. Once again, she was murdered on Friday morning near East McNichols and Brush in Detroit. Now, Albert Weathers is a local pastor, has been charged with open murder and felony firearms, use of firearms and commission of a felony. She was a 36-year-old trans woman who beloved the LGBT community, inspired to become a designer and a buyer in the world of fashion. And she's murdered. And he wants to walk. And then, on top of that, the attorney feels as though $1 million is too much. Isn't that amazing? You killed somebody and you say $1 million is too much. So there is a price on a black person's life. So when you kill us, $1 million is too much. Allegedly, that's what's saying. So her life wasn't worth $1 million. What was it worth? We're talking about a human being here. We're talking about a human being that's been taken away. There is no money on this earth worth a human life once you take it away from their loved ones. There is no money worth that you could put up for a bond over a human's life. And David Cripps, the defense attorney for Albert, says his client maintains his innocence and they will vigorously defend against the charges. David says calls them $1 million bond outrageous and said they will argue till it be lowered on his client strong ties to the community, which includes his church logo church in Detroit. That's amazing. But the funny part about it, but not funny, if this was David's mother, the defense attorney mother, and they sit up there and said, well, your mother's not worth it, David would have a different story now, wouldn't he? David would have a different story. If this was somebody, his mother, his child, his baby that's been murdered, so, well, that's too much, David. That's too much, David. That's too much for your mother. There should be a law for your mother. David would have a fit. But it's all about doing the job. That's what it gets down to, right? So you killing somebody and you're going to get them off because it's about doing a job. What about what's doing right? It amazes me what people stand up for, but when the ball is put into their lap, they find a problem with it. Now this beautiful woman has been murdered. She had a life. And you feel as though $1 million too much. And then this man going to basically, he admits to shooting her. He admits to killing her. He done went home. He done made up a story. He done basically tried to get a little stuff together. Oh, I was being robbed and I killed her. And then, you know, and I'm innocent. But you know the sad part about it, my two-spirit women? Black men been killing females for years. And the sad part it is, when we transition into it, we didn't transition into this part. So now you understand what your cis women been going through for years. Because now you get to see what they've been going through for the longest period of time. And I hate to say this, but it's just not black men. It's also white men. They're killing women for years. They've been murdering for years. Look at the track record. Look at this. And the sad part about it is, there will be a woman that's going to stand with this man after he done killed another woman. There will be a woman that will say, well, she must have did something. There will be a woman that will rub his back after he killed another woman. There will be a black woman stand with him. Same with the white woman. When a white woman gets murdered in the white man, then there will be a white woman. There was a white man that went inside the house and killed his whole family. She ran to let him know she was pregnant and he killed them. And the mother says they can't prove it. Deny it. So like I said before, this is the world we live in. And this is horrible in so many manners. So all I can say is, my sister Kelly, you're in my prayers. And the family in my prayers. Rest in peace, my sister.
Okay, all I can say is rest in peace, my sister. Rest in peace. You know, it amazes me how these girls are getting murdered and stuff, and this one's been from a pastor. And I do the story reference to another girl that basically the pastor was making fun of trans people. And I always find it amazing how allegedly they are straight, have a problem with the LGBT people. And my thing is this, is that why is it that the gay people or the LGBT people don't go after them, but they go after the LGBTQ people? I found it one way of trying to push your rights, and it amazes me. This is a pastor. Allegedly, it's a pastor. And I don't understand the ties they have there. There's a lot of loose ends in this story that don't make sense. Why was she there? Why was he with her? What made them? What was the interaction? What happened between them? Was it someone he was dealing with? And she said, if you won't do the right thing with me, I'm going to out you to your family. That's why I'm killed. That's why she got murdered. Or was he was a person, or is she a woman that he hit on and she told him to leave her alone and she got murdered? Because one thing you have to realize as far as being two-spirit, a lot of women are murdered for not speaking back to men. A lot of women are killed. You know how guys always say, well, I can't stand her, she'll never speak back. Because sometimes speaking back could get you murdered. So if you're a guy that talks to a girl and she don't say anything back, respect that. Because your brothers are out there killing them. And I'm not even talking about the two-spirits, I'm talking about the cis women as well. You're killing them. So if she don't speak back, just let her go on about her business. Leave her alone. Because the sad part about it, I've done stories of girls that's being murdered because she didn't speak back to him. He felt disrespected and he killed her. Now here it is, a beautiful woman that's been murdered, 36 years old, had a promising career as far as being a fashion designer, and she was moving forward in her life. She was not found in an alleyway. She was not found on the street. She was moving forward in life and she was murdered by a pastor. And I would say I'm surprised as a pastor, but you know what, you pastors, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that y'all molest little boys. I'm not surprised y'all kill little boys. I'm not surprised y'all do a lot of things. And when it comes to the church, because you know what? This is where all the killing starts, from the church. You destroy families, you put kids on the streets, and the sad part about it is, you pastors, you don't never stand up when your pastors are molesting little boys. Y'all don't never hear y'all having an outcry. But when it comes to one of us, y'all are first in demand to denounce us, to put us down, to make sure we don't get jobs, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you're killing these young boys' dreams, you're killing these young girls' dreams, you're molesting them, you're killing them, you're making fun of them. But at the end of the day, you feel as though you have the key to life because you are God. No longer a priest now. You are God yourself. And it amazes me how y'all seen the thing. You were supposed to be on this earth to basically try to save lives, but you're not saving lives. You're killing souls because of your way of thinking. Y'all have destroyed so many people's lives, and y'all don't even take accountability for the lives that y'all have destroyed. And you brainwash people to hate themselves, and you don't never take accountability for that. You have a lot of little kids that's in the house right about now as of today that's going to be murdered because of your words. Anyway. Excuse me, this video is going to the left. I mean, my thing is rest in peace, and I pray about his family in my prayers. I'm not surprised the pastor, and then he's talking about $1 million is too much. $1 million is too much. $1 million is too much for somebody's life. So them little clothes that they got to pick up, them shoes they got to pick up, that this person done killed allegedly, you tell them that's too much. But I find it funny when it's dropped on the same person's doorstep that they have to say, well, that's too much your mother got murdered. That's too much your kid got. Your kid is dead now, so forget it. I find it amazing how the story would change. I find it amazing how you would have a news conference. I find it amazing how you be crying because you want empathy. But here it is, a beautiful one that's been murdered. And yet and still, you said that's too much. What you should have said was, we have to try to work on the price along with the alleged killer, not with us. We don't need to hear that because we already learned that how y'all feel about us. We already get how you feel about us. We already see how you feel about us. And actually, it caught on to a lot of people that's killing us because they see how you feel about us too. That's why they starting to feel as though it is okay to kill us. Until we start killing back. Then we start killing back. We end up in jail for fighting back for shit that y'all done put out there. You're in my prayers, and the girls in Detroit, you're in my prayers. And matter of fact, all my sisters, you're in my prayers. All my trans brothers, you're in my prayers. Because at the end of the day, we all each other have. And once you really let that sink in, you're going to find that we have to be more unified, more better than we are. Because the gay people, some of them, not saying all gay or all lesbian, a lot of them are not really for us. A lot of them are actually the ones that's out us getting us murdered. Whether you want to accept it or not, receive it or not, a lot of transgenders are getting us murdered. Men are having sex with us and murdering us. So until those two spirits and two spirit sisters, my two spirit brothers, can understand we need each other more than each other, know we're in a lot of trouble. And like I said before, I love your feedback on this and share my video. At the top there's Instagram button. If you follow me, I'll follow back. Let you I love you. And thank you for watching. Guess the Ring.